Hey guys, Shike here, back with another art video. Now with the pandemic still going on, I don't know what Halloween's gonna look like this year, but to show some Halloween spirit, I decided in this video to sculpt a few bars of soap into some Halloween creatures. For the actual sculptures, I'll be doing one sculpture with the dial soap and the other one with the ivory soap. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, these two. Oh. Just unwrap them real quick, see what we got. Wow, that is harder than I thought. Just 1 second. Here we go. Wow, so this is a very nice color soap. I don't know if the color gives you a hint, but I might just be carving a pumpkin. Who knows? Pumpkin and a soap. And this last one here. Wow, this is it's like moist. Ooh. There you go. Now before I started recording, I did a little test with the soap to make sure it worked, and this is what I made. And if this is any sign of how the end result is going to turn out, I think this is going to be the best soap sculpture ever. Alright, time to get started. Now a little while back, Jazza posted a video where he tried to sculpt a bar of soap, and it was actually really funny. He tried to melt all these different bars together to make one big one, but it wasn't working. It was really funny. But either way, that's where I got the inspiration for this video. So I was picturing myself before making this video carving into a kind of a square bar of soap, and all the soap that I had in my house, it was like Dove and Irish Springs. It has like this rounded shape to it, and it's really not what I was picturing. So from my knowledge, I guess you could say, I knew that the brand of Ivory soap had square bars. So when I went to the store and I ended up finding it, I was like, this is gonna work out great. So it turns out that this stuff is really, really hard to work with. It was very strange actually. It was like some weird consistency that I've never felt before, that it was somehow melting in my hand while crumbling away at the same time. It was very odd. The consistency of the soap itself, it's yeah, as I said, it's crumbly and like slippery, and I actually learned in a video I saw, some girl put a bar of ivory soap in the microwave and then it like puffed up. Something to do with like it's injected with air bubbles when it's made. Whatever that was, it made it very, very hard to carve, but it was still fun. Just as a finishing touch, I took some scraps from my dial kind of test bar, and I just added those eyes, those nostrils, and the mouth. And yeah, I really thought this brought it together. I'm really pleased with how the first sculpture turned out. The second I started carving into this bar of soap, my mind was just blown. Compared to the first bar of ivory, this one was just so much more waxy and so much more easier to get clean shapes in. It was just such a more satisfying and just better experience overall. So I just realized that I forgot to mention what the last sculpture was. I hope it was obvious enough. It's supposed to be a type of skull, and this one initially was supposed to be a pumpkin, but as I started, it kind of evolved into kind of a fluffy, not fluffy, but kind of hairy, kind of fun little creature. So right now you can't really see it because my hand and the camera angle is kind of just not working together, but right now I'm really just carving out the main shapes and trying to kind of take out the main chunks of soap just to get a foundation going. I also found the ball stylus that I normally use for my polymer clay sculptures very useful in this actually. It was really nice for kind of smoothing out areas and creating interesting indentations and cool stuff like the nose, the nostrils, and all that cool stuff. Carving out the teeth was definitely my favorite part of the sculpture because it was just very satisfying for me to be able to get like kind of cool, defined, clean shapes out of a bar of soap, you know, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it was very fun, and I was using my little kind of spoon tool, which also has kind of a shovel type thing on the end to get those fine details. Now just to add a little extra element, I started to make a tongue for this little creature, so I took a piece of soap from the scrap pile and just started detailing it so I can place it in later. Finally, I'm just using my little sharp tool there to add some fur texture and just using my brush to wipe away any unwanted scraps. Alright, that just about does it for the process of the actual sculpting. I really hope you enjoyed watching it, and if you want to see the results, you're in luck, because here they are. First up, this is the skull that I carved out of the bar of ivory soap. Again, it wasn't the most pleasant sculpting experience, but I still like the way it turned out. And last, we have the friendly monster that I carved out of a bar of dial soap. After sculpting these, I feel really excited about the Halloween season, and I hope you do too. Until next time... Thanks for watching! Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay well. Bye!